All right, everyone, let's be honest. Dealing with insurance stuff can be a real drag.
Definitely not the most exciting topic.
No, not at all. But you know what is exciting?
What's that?
Not getting caught with your pants down when it comes to disability insurance. Especially, if you're someone who's pulling in a pretty hefty income. Today, we're doing a deep dive into this because it's something that can really sneak up on you.
It really can.
Yeah, you think you're covered, and then bam, life throws a curveball, and you realize, oh, maybe not so much. That's actually what happened to this partner at a fancy Chicago law firm we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. This one's a doozy.
A real wake-up call, for sure. So picture this. This attorney, $1 million salary, top of their game, probably has, a corner office, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But when they actually took a good hard look at their insurance, it was a big yikes moment. They were totally underinsured for disability.
Which is wild when you think about it. You'd assume someone at that level would have it all figured out.
Right, you would think so. But that's why we're diving into this, to show you that it can happen to anyone. And more importantly, what you can learn from this attorney's mistake. So first things first, let's break down what this attorney had in place. They had a group disability policy through their firm, which is pretty standard, right?
Yeah, pretty much a given these days.
So basically, the firm provides this blanket coverage to all its employees. A nice little safety net.
Exactly. Helps protect you if you can't work for a while.
And here's where things get interesting. Their group policy had a cap.
Ah, there it is.
It maxed out at $20,000 a month in benefits.
Which, on the surface, sounds pretty good.
Oh, for sure. For most people, that would be amazing. But for someone used to raking in $1 million a year, not so much.
Not even close.
Nope. Wouldn't even cover half their monthly expenses, probably. Now, on top of that, this is where I got to give this attorney some props for being proactive.
Yeah, at least they were thinking ahead.
They had also gone out and gotten themselves an individual disability policy. So that's a separate policy you buy on your own, outside of work.
Smart move, especially for higher earners. Never rely solely on that group plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So good on them for that. And this individual policy, guess what? It also provided an extra $20,000 a month.
So all in all, $40,000 a month.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all. But here's the thing.
Here's the kicker.
Even with two policies they were only covering, get this, less than half of their income.
Which brings us to this whole concept of replacement rate. Can you break that down for us?
So the replacement rate is basically the percentage of your income before you were disabled that your insurance will actually cover.
So in simple terms, if this attorney was bringing in, let's say, $80,000 a month.
Which they probably were, or close to it.
Yeah, probably even more.
Then a 50% replacement rate means they'd only get $40,000 from both those policies combined.
And that's a massive drop in income.
Huge. Especially for someone used to a certain lifestyle. And, experts usually recommend aiming for a replacement rate of 60 to 70% for high earners just to maintain their standard of living.
Which this attorney was miles away from.
Yeah, they were playing with fire, financially speaking.
So even with what seemed like, pretty decent coverage on paper, this attorney was in a seriously risky position.
It's a classic case of not really understanding the fine print until it's too late.
Exactly. So what happened? How did they fix this mess?
Well, that's where diversified insurance brokers came in. They're the heroes of the story, really. They specialize in this stuff, and they help the attorney navigate all the ins and outs of disability insurance.
So they swooped in and saved the day.
Pretty much. They found them a third tier of coverage through Peterson International Underwriters, which bumped up their monthly benefits by another $14,000.
Wow. So they finally hit that 65% replacement rate then.
Exactly. Much better.
Okay, so big takeaway here, and I can't stress this enough. Aim for that 60 to 70% replacement rate, especially if you're in that high income bracket. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, well, this attorney was making bank, I'm not in their league. But that's not the point.
It's not about the specific numbers.
Right. The real lesson here is that you need to understand your coverage, no matter how much you make.
Absolutely.
It's about protecting yourself, your family, your future. It's about having that peace of mind.
100%.
So this whole case study really gets you thinking, what's the one piece of advice you would give our listeners based on this?
Don't wait until you're in a crisis. Take a good look at your disability insurance now. See what your employer offers, think about getting an individual policy, and talk to an expert. Get some guidance.
So basically, be proactive. Don't just assume you're covered.
Exactly. Because as we've seen, even if you think you have good coverage, you might be in for a rude awakening.
And when it comes to your income and your future, it's not worth taking the risk.
Think about it this way. What would happen to you and your family if God forbid, something happened and you couldn't work? It's a question we all need to ask ourselves.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for breaking all this down for us. Until next time, folks.
See ya.